Shades of hip hop, baby.
Shades of hip hop.
Nice,
mixed video type joint. That's original concept too.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, well, that's what we hope. That's what we hope. We just trying to show that there's a lot of things.
So it's the star-studded joint. That is real hip hop. You know what I mean? It's that real hip hop. It's like Shades of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that same shit that you known for. Y'all known for motherfuckers getting on y'all shit and say motherfucker, fuck shit, bitch, motherfucker, suck dick. Y'all known for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
Niggas see a Shades of hip hop tape. Me personally, I wanna hear nigga cursing on y'all shit. I don't wanna hear y'all niggas get preppy. You know what I'm saying? I like y'all niggas be raw. You know what I'm saying? Straight critical. You know what I'm saying? Straight dogged, rugged. That's what I like. That's what I like.
You know what I'm saying? Whose house? Run's house. You know what I'm saying? Just shook him. You know what I'm saying? Just shook him. But that was how MCs used to do back then. You know what I'm saying? They used to, you know, that shit was vicious. But that's one of the reasons why Run is one of the top MCs of all time, because he is official before everybody except one other person, which is who?
Melly Mel.
Melly Mel from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. And we're gonna start the discussion right there, okay? On Melly Mel. The reason being is like we judge this list off of not only lyrical ability, but mass appeal ability, all right, after the lyrical ability, sort of. You know what I'm saying? Consistency, all right, and the time in which you did your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because for certain niggas that did shit before other niggas, 9 times out of 10, the way hip hop used to be, there was only a few records and stuff in the beginning. So everybody heard those records. Everybody. So everybody was influenced by that shit. So like everybody on this list is influenced by Run. Run and everybody else is influenced by Melly Mel. Okay? Before Melly Mel spit the message, nobody else, you know, knew that they could do a message type rap where you was talking about some good shit and motherfuckers would buy that shit and motherfuckers would be into that shit and motherfuckers would feel it. They just thought you had to do like a party song and shit. You know, just doing that hip hop, yo, you don't stop, doing that party shit. You know, but then Melly Mel solidified it with the message, which puts him in an echelon above all other MCs because not that much hip hop even existed back then. And everybody in hip hop was influenced by the message. That song. Like every MC that's on this list was influenced by the message. All. Including Run. You know what I'm saying? But getting on to Run, like all the MCs after him, you know, was influenced by him. He had that straight, egotistical, yelling ass style. And a lot of people use that, but Run was really the first one to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was the first one to be like yelling and just, it'd be just his voice, just saying some shit over a real sparse ass beat, just a drum, nothing else, no guitars, no nothing. You know, just on that boom, boom, pap, and just, you know, just rhyming. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever did that shit before that, really. You had to have a lot of shit, like hooks and, you know what I'm saying, a lot of shit on it. You know what I'm saying? But they just came up with just straight rhyming without even a hook sometimes.
But I'm saying just because they were the first people to actually put it out there doesn't mean they were the first people to do it.
They was the first people to do it good, to where everybody else accepted it. That's where that mass appeal comes in. Because you have to say that they was the best at the time because
that time.
Because everybody accepted their shit, not the other nigga that you saying might have been doing it too. You know what I'm saying? So that mass appeal, that's where that mass appeal thing comes in. Like it's one thing that you can do it, but a lot of niggas can't really, like Styles P. He could rhyme and all that, but he can't do a good in the club type song like 50. He can't really do it like he did it when I Get High, but you know what I mean, like he just can't do it at will like 50 can. 50 can pretty much do that shit at will.
So what's better, CD or records? I'm saying records came out way before CDs, you know what I'm saying?
If it wasn't for records, there would be no CDs.
Exactly. So what's
so
better?
you gotta give props to what came before. You gotta give it more respect. You can't just say
but
something came after and it's better than the thing that came before.
Respect it, but you're saying, right, I guess you're saying the top MCs of all time. You're not saying the best MCs of all time. So I guess you got a little loophole.
Easy. I
what
am
I'm
saying the
saying?
best MC. Fuck whatever you talking about. I am saying the best MCs of all time.
You can't take one of them records and put them in your car and slide them in a motherfucking record.
That's convenience, brother.
But still,
that's convenience. That ain't gonna do it better.
Should have been up there.
Easy.
All right. Well, all right. First of all,
and then we got KRS.
All right, KRS should be number one.
Nah.
KRS.
Even KRS would probably tell you that he's not better than Melly Mel and Run.
Damn.
Even KRS would tell you that.
KRS thinks he's not better than LL Cool J.
Easy. He's not gonna say that.
You know what?
Easy.
Whether he wants to say he is or not, he's still my top.
All right, that's your personal favorite. He might be my personal favorite too, in a certain extent. But like that, you can't deny that Run did bigger shit than him. You know what I'm saying? Like Run did way bigger shit than KRS.
Look at the longevity.
He merged hip hop. He
longevity
created
has
a format where everybody is living off of right now.
Who has longer
Run
longevity?
did that for hip hop. Y'all was young. Y'all was like, when was you born?
Actually, Run didn't do that.
You was born in
Melly Mel did it.
No,
so
I'm saying, but like, Melly Mel did it on one sense, but then Run brought hip hop to the world. Melly Mel brought hip hop to the hood and made other MCs and people in the hood realize that we could do a music and it didn't just have to be on some party shit. Run took that to the world and made it accessible to the world. Like, a lot of MCs was doing shit, but they shit wasn't shit that the world was feeling. But the world was feeling Run DMC though. Because everybody was feeling Run DMC because the shit they had was the true shit.
Now that was because Run was being pushed by his bigger brother, and
who was a genius.
And he had motherfucking backing behind him and shit. So
he was a genius. Russell was a genius.
Yeah,
but he pushed Beastie Boys, but they had talent, B. But you know what? Fuck that. Russell was a genius, but Russell was sniffing coke back then. You know what I'm saying? Russell was doing a lot of crazy shit. It wasn't his genius that was doing it. They all had the desire to do it, and they all had talent, B. They all had talent. For real talent. LL has talent, you know, which is why he's number 15 on the list. You know what I'm saying? But he's after somebody like Nas because of, and even though LL has a consistency on the lyrical ability.
Yeah.
LL has been out longer than Nas. Nas is number 9, LL is number 15. LL has been out longer than Nas. He has the consistency. Nas has some consistency there too. He has the mass appeal. LL has mass appeal. But then Nas outdoes LL by a long shot on fucking lyrical ability.
Alright. But
which is why he's number 9 and LL's number 15.
I'm saying, what about Jay-Z and Nas?
Jay-Z outdoes Nas in consistency. And even if they're close in lyrical ability, he outdoes him in consistency in that Jay-Z came out for 10 years in a row and had 10 killer albums.
What? Oh, shit.
Just check the records of it. Just check the records of it. I'm saying, like, you would say, you know, debate whether each song was hot. I'm saying that, you know, each album sold mad fucking records. I tell you, that had the mass appeal, and he had hits on every one of those albums.
I believe after Ether, Jay-Z was wounded, and the man has not recovered ever since.
Damn.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
The man has not recovered ever since.
That's an opinion.
You gotta be serious.
That's an opinion.
I'm saying
Jay-Z ain't been nice since actually the Hard Knock Life album. Because I'm saying after that, because after that, he did the Dynasty, and Beans was the nicest by far on the Dynasty. Yo.
I'm telling you.
Word is born. Beans was the nicest by far. So.
All right, but
so in all actuality,
but in consistency,
Beans was nicer than
has
Jay-Z. Beans was nicer than everybody.
Has Jay-Z had like 4 top number 1 songs in the charts in the last like 10 years?
But who cares?
I'm just asking you a question. I'm just asking you a question.
Jay-Z and the Nas position.
Is it yes or no?
Because Nas didn't have no features on his first album. And for the men,
I think he had Lauryn Hill.
Nah, his first album he didn't have any features. That was his second album. He had
no features on his first album.
So you're saying that makes him better than Jay-Z?
No, it doesn't make him better for him just to go out and give him all.
Just him
his one.
But Nas didn't stay there with the consistency. He didn't come out with an album every year. He didn't. Nas probably had like 2 albums.
No, he did. You know what happened?
He was out just as long as Jay-Z, but he didn't come out with his album.
Do you know what happened?
He was doing side albums.
No, it wasn't that. He was doing albums, but people kept leaking his album, so he started scrapping them. He was like, yo, I don't want this coming out. That's what it was.
All right, if consistency has so much to do with this rating poll, then how come Biggie is ahead of Tupac? There's no way Biggie.
Because
the
only no way.
Tupac died before Biggie.
No way.
Don't you think?
All right. We're getting to it. For the content of the music,
we're getting to it, brother. We're getting to it, and that's a very great question, Shayu. You're a very brilliant man for bringing it up. It's a very great question what Shayu is bringing. Why is Biggie number 7 then? He's 2 spots ahead of Nas. Why? And let me tell you why.
He's ahead of Pac.
And he's ahead of Pac. But let me tell you why. It's mostly because of lyrical skill. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Back when you were still younger, maybe didn't realize it as much. You know, there used to be a debate when Biggie was still alive. There used to be a debate, and Jay-Z said on his album, not because he made it up, because that was the debate. The debate was who's the best MC, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas. There was no Pac involved in that debate at all. Nowhere near the debate. He was in the other room over there somewhere.
Because
the debate was over here.
That was New York City.
Not East Coast. That was just lyrical skill. That's just lyrical skill,
dog. New York City.
That's just lyrical skill. He just didn't even enter the debate because out of lyrical skill.
Because in that case, Big L should have been in there. Because
No,
Big
he
L,
wasn't.
Big L, yo, you got.
How you gonna sit here on this egotistical rant and say that everybody in hip hop doesn't know what they're talking about, but you do?
Yeah, Big
You know
L
what I'm
was
saying?
not-
That
it
was the
was just
debate,
Jay-Z.
dog. You was a young kid, maybe.
Big L made
You know what I'm saying?
motherfucking Jay-Z look like a child on some shit they did on a Philadelphia radio station. He made Big L. He made Jay-Z look like a child.
Why is Big
Jay-Z
L
took
not
a
up
couple
there?
L's during his career.
All right, hold on.
Just
Let me just
all
finish
they
the
got
point.
scrapped.
Let me just finish the point. Now, in the talking about lyrical skills, we're talking about the fact that, all right, it was only for the fact that Biggie died that he wasn't shown to be better than Jay-Z and Nas. Because actually he was better than them because he was the king of New York when they was all alive doing albums. All right, when Biggie was alive and they was all doing albums, Biggie was on top.
Actually, no.
All right, Biggie was on top. No, he wasn't. Biggie was on top. Biggie was on top. Biggie brought the title back to fucking. Biggie brought the title back to the East Coast.
Actually, Shaw, you just said something else very
Biggie did
legitimate. Can you repeat that again, Shaw?
But while Biggie was holding it down for us, yo, God bless the dead again. You know what I'm saying? But Tupac had the rest of the nation. Yo, he even had his hand over his.
We're gonna get into Tupac. Tupac's love is mostly because of his personality, not because of his lyrical skill or lyrical ability or anything that he did in hip hop. It was because he was in movies. That's why Tupac is loved as much as he's loved. It's really not because of his hip hop and shit at all. When we go to the hip hop person,
I'm not looking at the cover. I'm just looking at his picture.
No. I'm saying that's why you love him. You love him because of his character, not because of his ability to flip a rhyme. Because his ability to flip a rhyme, he wasn't even in the dome.
How are you gonna tell me why I like Tupac? Because I didn't even like Tupac like that when he was.
But I'm saying, like,
can you listen to what he's saying? This is what he's telling you.
I didn't really like Tupac too much. I liked his earlier shit, but when he started beefing with Biggie and shit, like a lot of motherfuckers.
Truthfully, most people in these
let him finish telling
and
you,
I picked sides with Biggie, right? After Tupac died, still a couple years after he died, I still wasn't feeling because I wasn't really looking for him like that. I wasn't really listening to him like that. Once I got like a CD and shit, or I'm saying once I started hearing more shit, I'm saying, yo, I started realizing that Pac was on some much deeper shit, had a lot more stories, a lot more, so much more subject matter. And
than you thought he had originally.
So then shit to really to most rappers.
Most rappers. Can we get to something? Let's get to something.
Let's talk about stories. Let's talk about. All right, let's talk about stories. Let's also talk about somebody else on this list before Pac. Number 6, Slick Rick. The best storyteller by far. Now, Slick Rick came out before.
I think actually Cool G Rap is a better storyteller.
Now, you can say that on one level, but see, Slick Rick has more mass appeal than Cool G Rap. And that's where they differ.
And I think Raekwon is a better storyteller.
Lyrically, but see, Raekwon is influenced by Slick Rick and Cool G Rap. So you can't put him in that category.
But he's still better.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you can't put Tupac in the category of the best storyteller, because actually Slick Rick is better than him because he existed before Tupac. Yeah. Tupac is influenced by Slick Rick. All right, he knew of how to make a good story from listening to Lottie Die, listening to all of Slick Rick's music. Okay, that's how he knew how to be a storyteller. All right. Now, before Slick Rick, there wasn't a lot of great storytellers, B. So he kind of pioneered that style. So you got to give him props for that. and that's why he's on this
Cool
list
G
as
Rap
that.
actually
You know what I'm saying? Because he a pioneer.
Cool G Rap.
Cool G Rap's on the list too at number 13, and he's behind Redman because Cool G Rap was not that consistent. Cool G Rap actually doesn't have that many albums. He's still live right now. He still don't have that many albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
He still be putting shit out. I got a lot of.
But you can't say that he got as many hits as Redman. Redman got like 15 hits.
But I'm saying
Redman got like 15 songs that everybody knows.
Cool G Rap maybe better.